All right. We're going to jump right into it, boys. Because we are jumping right in. They're already going. We're a little bit off tonight, but we're getting there. Green flag hasn't dropped yet, but apparently we didn't want to wait for me to be ready. It's fine. Welcome to the NARS Cup Series. Coming to you from Pheonix. If you want to take a quick look at your driver rundown, Hockey Bukkake and Parley starting on the front row. Race already underway. Green flag is out. We are underway at Pocono. And now Hockey Bukkake out in the race lead. There you see it now. Parley getting trapped on the outside by the 77 of Jacob. However, the outside line will prevail. Fighting the back here with the 1 of Jet Blast and the 38 of Snowy going side by side. This is for the 5th spot. Still side by side, 38 of Snowy into the wall. Up high goes the 10 up in the front. The 42 can't capitalize this race. Still going side by side here for 5th. One backing up his entry, but it does not work that time. The 38 of Snowy will clear and hold on to P5. Meanwhile, further on back in the field, John Waterforce in the 17. Showed a lot of good speed last week. Can he replicate that performance? Of course, last week was also Daytona, the opener. I know, tried to make a move work. Meanwhile, 38 of Snowy and the 24 T-Dog will do battle for 4th. T-Dog winning that early fight. But Snowy not going away. This is a corner that you can really capitalize that bottom line under the apron and really make up ground on the car in front of you. Now you dive it in here, trying to just miss the wall, but stay below the yellow, and he will clear. Kind of like a slide job in a way. But move the 38 of Snowy up to 4th. Back up at the front, 42 of Parley. Peek into the inside of Bukkake. Can't make it stick. Look how far these three have gotten away from the rest of the pack. With Hockey Bukkake, Parley, and the 77 of Jacob. There is the 9 of Slick Nick going to battle with the 5 of Amar, trying to work his way up through the field. Move him past the 9. Amar starting near the back. And no problems for the 77 up at the front, losing a ton of time. Parley now going to shoot to the outside. The 10 misses the corner, but makes it 42 slide up. And side by side we stay out of turn 3. Oh, Parley with a run on the outside, but can't capitalize it. Has to let off just a hair, which allows the 10 back into the fold. The 77 can do nothing but watch from behind. 8 laps already complete here, now 9. With a 28 to go. Parley able to capitalize on the outside and take the lead. Parley technically does have a win under his belt this year. It did come at the opener exhibition at the Clash at Daytona. Didn't have the showing he wanted to last week in the season regular season opener at Daytona. Showed the similar speed he had in the Clash, but just couldn't capitalize on as many opportunities as he did. But right now, currently your leader with 10 laps completed. On to lap 11 we go. Trying to get onto another stream here. And now riding on with Amar. The 5. Who is currently sitting back here in the 8th spot. With the 19. Moving his way up through the field. Starting to get a rhythm, that 19. Look at that, 77 losing touch with the top two. Bukaki and Parley driving away from the rest of this pack. Here's the 19 of Aussie Rules. Sorry, he's not up in the 8th. They're inside the top 10, but I also forgot about the top 2 because they're completely checked out. I know, dude. So right now the 19 riding in 9th, the 5 is in 10th. And the 9 trying to get by, or the 19 trying to get by the 4, pushing Heaven, couldn't make the inside line work, and now the battle for 9th back on between Amar and Ozzy. Ozzy slips up the track a little bit. And Amar not getting the entry he wanted to into that corner. Will lose ground. Oh, but the 19 into the wall. Forcing the 5 of Amar to check up. Now into the dog leg. Look back at the leaders, Hockey, Bukaki, and Parley. Parley now with about a car length and a half over the 10. All about long run speed. 16 laps completed here in stage 1. We are now just around 20 to go. 21 to be exact. The laps remaining here in stage 1 at Pheonix. And the 77 continuing to drop, was in 3rd, now back to 5th. As that's the one of Jet Blast, who seems to be making up a little bit of ground to that top 2. We'll be keeping an eye on this one. Yeah, he is definitely making up ground. He is gapping the main pack that's behind him. And closing in on your top 2. Snowy also through. We'll keep an eye on that 38, who's also gapping the 77. The next one to get by him would be the 24 of T-Dog. Started 3rd, drops to about 6th. Right now is slowly working his way back up to his original running spot. But a missed corner there. Gonna make it hard to capitalize. Right now, everybody pretty well single file. We are under 20 laps to go. Remember, only 37 laps in this first stage, and we have completed 19 of them. This is lap number 20. So 18 remain. And that one is closing in lap by lap. On 10th by 10th. It's a slow progression, but he is running them down. You can definitely see the difference from the last time we checked in on this one car. And now, who is that? I just saw get by the 24. That is the 99 and the 19. Whoa. Ozzy Rules is now up to P6. The 24 T-Dog is dropping through the field. That's Carrillo in the 99. Up to 7th. Well, I don't know what sparked in this 19. He was struggling just to get by the 5, and now it's up to almost the top 5. If he gets by the 77, then he will be inside the top 5. And this 19 started dead last on the field. Shotgun to the field he did. Right now, trying to find a way around Jacob in that 77 Chevrolet. Ozzy's got a nice little fan in his chat right now, asking him who his favorite driver is. I think that's pretty fun. But this 19 just cannot seem to get by this 77 car. Look on the leaders real quick while we got him here. The laps continue to tick down. This last time by, they received 13 to go. This will be 12 to go as they cross the line here. Right now, everybody seems to have worked themselves out. We go back to a fight with John Waterforce in the 17 and the 5 of Amar. He's now caught up to the 4 of Pushing Heaven. So this is a little 3-car battle. The ball, 3 of them gotten by the 24 T-Dog. That car is completely fallen off. Is now I have no sound, which is awesome. I love when the game does that to me. Now it is Amar in the 5. Trying to stay ahead of the 24 T-Dog. And is actively trying to get by the 17 of John Waterforce and Pushing Heaven in that 4. Can't seem to do it. And boy, D'Artagnan not having the day he was expecting to have here in the 14. Well, we did have drivers last week say that Pheonix was not their track. Right now, Ozzy Rules just has hit that wall right here. A little bit of a lull for this 19. He was really gathering positions, but just has hit the wall to get around that 77. 10 laps left here on the fuel tank. Let's see how many left in the stage. 7. So 7 laps remain here in stage 1. These drivers will be able to make it to the end. And the battle for the lead seems to be heating up. The 10 of Hockey Bukaki is reeled in. The 42 of Parley. And now their fight will continue. It's crazy. As soon as the 10 of hockey can reel in that 42 of Parley, he hits, again, there's just that wall that this track has where you can catch a guy, but trying to cleanly get by him is tricky. Because you miss the corner, you're going to slide up the track. If you go under him, you don't want to do that because then that ruins their race. Because now the 19 of Ozzy has lost touch with the 77 of Jacob. We should have about 3 laps to go, I'm guessing. Because I got the car status. Because the tires are really starting to fade here. They're going to just barely make it. Yeah, 3 laps to go. They're going to be coming to 2 this time by. So 2 laps to go here for the 42. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he got... No, he did not get a stage win last week. I'm sorry. I was about to say that Parley got a stage win, but no, he actually finished pretty poorly in the stages last week. So, with the white flag in the air, Parley looking to get his first stage win of the season. And maybe that 10 is going to be a little bit more under fire than he wants to, because there is the 1 of Jet Blast, but it will be the 42. Out of turn 4, he will see the green and white checkered flag, and Parley will take stage 1 here at Pheonix. Oh, the 10 of Hockey Bukkake having a little fun across the line. And Hockey Bukkake will take second. And it is Jet Blast third, Snowy fourth, Jacob rounding up the top 5, Ozzy Rules 6th, Nascarillo 7th, 8th, John Waterforce 9th, Push in Heaven, and 10th, rounding out the points getting drivers, will be the 5 of Amar. So now we see what these drivers will do under caution to help their cars with especially tire management being the big thing. The fuel has not been the problem. Tire management, that is the key to Pheonix. And oh boy, Hockey Bukkake with a terrible pit stop under yellow. Moves from second all the way back to outside the top 5 now. So now it is the 1 of Jet Blast starting shotgun on the front row here to start the second stage. And all over the bumper of the 42 is that 1. We saw that he had the better long-run car. He did start, I believe, 5th. Yeah, 5th on the dot. And has now moved his way up to 2nd. Finished 3rd that last stage. With the 10 having such a bad pit stop. We'll follow along with the 10 here as he's now back inside the top 5, passing a slew of drivers. There's the 19 of Ozzy Rules, has worked his way also into the top 5. Remember, started dead last here on the field of 13. Now fought his way up to 4th. I don't know, we saw a little bit of a glitch moment there from the 42. Ozzy can't just get there to the 77. Hockey Bukkake going to take a peek to the inside. Here he goes. This is for 4th. Going to try it into the dogleg they go. He's going to ride it all the way to the entrance of turn number 2. Or turn 1. Now here in the entrance to turn 3. Oh, and a battle up at the front. Parley under fire by the one. The one showed a lot of great speed at the end of stage one. Maybe found a little something in the handling of that one. The 10 of Hockey Bukkake gets by the 19 of Aussie Rules. And so many battles going on through the field, but this one car is all over Parley. Jet Blast giving Parley all he can handle in the 77 of Jacob, also in the fight as well. Now the 77 will shoot to the outside and see if he can get by the one. This is what Parley really needs to see. Take the pressure off of me. He'll still go up and block any run that comes at him. This corner is relatively dominated by that upper line. You can make up ground getting below that yellow. It's a little hard to do so. And now the one starting to drop all the way down to fourth is Hockey Bukkake. Back up to P3. Started in about seventh or eighth. Now is up to second, getting a little bump to the 77 of Jacob. And now the one back to his inside with 19 of Aussie Rules helping him into the corner. Snowy also in there. Close fight inside the top five. Or right around the top five. So you got fourth. Excuse me, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now it's Hockey Bukkake. Gonna look to get by the 77. Dives it into turn three. Gets it on the exit of four. He'll have the nose underneath the 42. A beautiful 3 and 4 by the 10. Catching Parley completely off guard. And now 2 by 2, 1 through 4. As they come out of turn two, the one backs out of his little side-by-side bout with the 77. Meanwhile, the 10 of Hockey not done with the 42 of Parley just yet. And now this is a much longer stage, 44 laps here in stage two. If it's anything like stage one, this is a short track. These laps will fly by. Back and forth. The one took a peek under the 77. Couldn't make any ground up on him. The 77 going to dive it into this corner. Gonna just with his nose make it 3 wide. The 10 of Hockey Bukkake gonna clear the 42 of Parley. And the 42 of Parley able to clear the 77. Wowie zowies, what a battle for the lead that was. And Parley not done yet. Really cutting that dog leg. Yeah, that 42 just cannot hold the bottom here, but I think maybe he just likes running that second groove. Because that outside line can really, if you can make it work, can really benefit you. But the 77 sticks his nose in there. Jacob to the inside of Parley now for P2. 13 of 54 laps completed. There will be a pit stop, or should be a pit stop, I believe, in this stage. 41 laps now as we are 13 laps completed. On to lap 14. Parley dropping through the field. The 77 of Jacob able to get by. Now the one at Jet Blast to the inside of your stage one winner. Parley maybe made the wrong adjustment under pit road, because you just watch how that 42 drives into the corner. It just does not hold the bottom that well, especially here in 1 and 2. He's really running that middle line. Let's see. We'll run on the nose cam. Parley, known as a guy with multiple facets under his belt, really struggling here in stage two. It's now the battle for the lead intensifying. Hockey Bukkake, as soon as he gets the lead, now under fire by the 77. Probably getting a tiny little love tap from the 1. Jet Blast letting him know he's there. Meanwhile, now back to the field, the 99 of Nascarillo shoots the dog leg, gets by the 38 of Snowy. Now John Waterforce wants a piece of that. And he'll look to get by the 38 as well. And he will, as the 38 careens into the wall at a 2. Now here into turns 3 and 4. Back up at the front because it is getting... Oh, I thought we were going to see a lot more 2x2, but that 19 of Aussie Rules is not out of any of this fighting yet. Let's see if we... Oh, I'm going the wrong way. There we go. Forgot. I had to remember he started dead last. Oh, contact up at the front. The 77 of Jacob gets into the 10 of Hockey. Parley gonna capitalize on both of them having contact, and he's gonna slingshot by the 77. But the slide job backfires, and the crossover by Jacob. Now into 3 and 4 they go. 77 dove into 3 and 4. Here comes Hockey Bukkake with a head of steam, making it 3 wide for third. Aussie Rules to the inside. The 1 in the middle. The 10 to the outside. Aussie gonna lose out. It'll still be the 1 though. Jet Blast. And the 10 of Bukkake. And Hockey Bukkake in that 10 car can really just make the most of that high line. Gets by the 1. Like I said, if you know how to work that second groove, it can benefit you. But now the 10 back up to P3, and you got to think he might be looking to race that 77 a little bit differently here. Maybe a little more aggressive on his end. All the cars shooting through the dog leg. Parley trying to find a way to get by this 77 before the 10 can get by him. We got 33 laps to settle this stage out. Here we go. Battle for the lead again. Parley to the inside of the 77. Contact made. The 10 tried to get in. Couldn't do it. As the 42 had to check up. 77 really making life difficult. Really elbows out, we'll call it, is Jacob. Parley trying to set him up. Had a really good 3 and 4 there. Right on his bumper now as they go into the dog leg. How will he attack turns 1 and 2? But the same way the 77 does. Here comes Hockey Bukkake with a really good 1 and 2. Able to get to the bumper of the 42. This is Parley's bread and butter corner right here. He's so good on that bottom. But the 77 just a little bit better than him. Battle back here with the 17 of John Waterforce. Oh boy. Really dove it in hard there. Lost the handle on it. The 99 will go back alongside and take that position away. That was for P6. Now we see the 10. Oh, underneath the 42 gets into the wall. Parley hard into the outside wall out of turn 4. He'll drop all the way to the back end of the top 5. Hockey Bukkake also suffering a little setback from that as he had to let off. Now the 1 of Jet Blast is through, and the 77 of Jacob is loving it as he gets to drive away. But let's not forget how well this 1 car performed when he was running down the top 2 of Hockey Bukkake and Parley there at the later half of stage 1. Now 2 by 2, 2nd through 5th. Aussie Rules with the 42 of Parley to his outside. Hockey Bukkake trying to clear that 1. We've seen how good that 10 is on top. And clear the 1 he does. Now the 42 of Parley is there to his outside. Now Parley by the 1. Jet Blast now. Oh, as we got cars on pit road. T-Dog down. The 9 of Slick Nick. The 38 of Snowy is on pit road. The 4 of Pushing Heaven out of his pit stall. The 14 of D'Artagnan. Aussie Rules comes down. Here comes your top 2. They're down this time. Parley will stay out 1 lap. So will the 1. We do know how effective short pitting on a short track is. And the 1 will try the long game. So Jet Blast going to try and have the freshest equipment here to end the stage. And he'll continue to stay out. 31 of 54 laps completed. All right, what is the play here for Jet Blast? The 99 is down, so the 1 is the only car left to pit. I don't know if we're banking on a caution coming out, but this 1 is really running out. I think now he might come down this time. He's been out there considerably longer than everybody else in the field. No! Man! Jet Blast is really pushing it. So we're going to look for the 10 of Hockey Bukkake. Comes out behind the 42 and the 77. There goes the 77 to Jacob, who would effectively retain the race lead once everything shuffles back out. We're still just waiting for the 1 at Jet Blast. Here he comes. How much time did he lose by running a couple extra laps? My guess is a ton, but we don't exactly have a number on it yet. Also waiting to see who takes the race lead here. Once they come back around and get by the 1. One's still your race leader, so these drivers have to come back around again. So this will be for position. And the 1 has not rejoined the race. No, he's still on pit road. A lot of time lost. And the race leader will be the 38 of Snowy. So Snowy, right now, you're race leader here. But we still have a long way to go, though. About 18 laps remain. He's got 18 laps to hold off that 77. So the short pit paid off for the 38. But does he have the car? How cool under pressure is Snowy going to be with the 77 on fresher equipment? Has been out front longer. Yeah, see that 77? Just hold the bottom. Jacob doing a really good job. Now he's going to cut the dog leg and really drive the point home that he wants the lead back and move Jacob back to P1. Parley second. And Hockey Bukaki will move into third. So now Parley on fresher equipment. Then the 77 of Jacob. So we'll see what he does if he decides to ride behind the 77 and save his stuff for the end of the stage. So he can capitalize on whatever the 77 mistake is, potentially. Right now, yeah, Parley just very much content to run in line with Jacob in the lead. Taking a peek, he's still running his line. If that 77 makes a mistake, that 42 will be there. Meanwhile, Nascarillo and John Waterforce battling for position here. This is for P6. And John Waterforce will win that battle. Aussie Rule is now all over the bumper of the 99. But it looks like this battle seems to have leveled off. As soon as I say that, Nascarillo gives a little bit of bumper to the 17 of John Waterforce. Meanwhile, up at the front, the 42 of Parley to the inside of Jacob. And now the fight on for the lead. Jacob better through 1 and 2 on exit. And now Hockey Bukaki wants to throw his hat in the ring. We're 3 wide for the race lead. Hockey Bukaki thinks better of the 3 wide. Backs out. Parley does the same. And we will regather and try this one again. Parley now having to play heavy defense on the 10. The 10 tried to cross him over there out of turn 2. There goes the 1 trying to dive bomb turns 1 and 2. Can't make it stick, but it does get him back to the bumper of Hockey Bukaki. And now we level back off. Meanwhile, back here, Nascarillo getting by the 17 of John Waterforce. Now Aussie Rules will put the 17 under fire. We have 8 laps to go. Now 7 remain here in stage 2. And you got to think of Pheonix as like this intermediate short track. It drives like a mile and a half, but it's technically a short track. So the laps tick by pretty quick here. No me, oh my. Now the battle on for second. The one trying to dive it under the 42. Parley, he is there, but Parley will keep second and clear the one out of turn 2. Meanwhile, Hockey Bukkake, it's really just these four now. They have driven away from that 38 of Snowy, who still could get a top 5 out of this stage. The laps are ticking by. We're now down to 4 to go. When the last time we looked, it was 8. So how aggressive does Parley get to try and sweep the stages? Or at least the first 2. Right now, 3 to go. Coming now, 2 laps remaining here in stage 2 when they cross. Oh, never mind. I thought we were going to cross the line. Still 3 to go. He is there setting up a move if there be any. That line, he runs so well. Gets him back to the bumper of the 77. He just needs a run on him. 77 starting to lose the handle on it. They come through 3 and 4 this next time by. 1 lap to go. Hockey Bukkake putting the nose to the 1. The fight on for third, but we stay with the top 2. Going top down to see what kind of move Parley can make into turn 1. Can Jacob hold on to P1? What will Parley do as we go into the final 2, 3 and 4? Runs his usual line. The 77 slips up. It will be the 77 of Jacob, your stage 2 winner. Parley comes up just about 3/4 of a car length short. And to finish second. Meanwhile, it looked like, I believe, Hockey Bukkake got third. They were in a pretty... No, it was Jet Blast that got third. Hockey Bukkake finishing 4th. Snowy comes out with a top 5 after his pit call. Nascarillo 6th. Aussie Rules 7th. John Waterforce dropped to 8th. Amar 9th. And Pushing Heaven in the 4, rounding out your top 10. Now we will have 62 laps remaining, so 2 pit stops will happen underneath, or under this yellow, or under this stage. Wow, I just had a stroke. But up front, John Waterforce in the 17. And he messed it up on pit road, forgot to make a pit stop, and he will come down, leaving Parley out front in the lead. Detrimental mistake by the 17 of John Waterforce. Did not pit under the caution, means he has to pit under green, and he will go 2 laps down off the get. Meanwhile, we're 3 wide for second. Now the 10 of Hockey Bukkake will back out. The 19 of Ozzy into the 38 of Snowy. They're 3 wide back here for 5th. And Ozzy will win the battle. Into 5th goes the 19. Hockey Bukkake, a terrible 1 and 2. He'll drop to 4th. Ozzy rules. Or he'll drop to 5th. Ozzy rules now to 4th, but the 10 not going down without a fight. Oh, but into the wall he goes again. 3 wide behind him. Or at least it was for a really hot second. Now as we go back to the front here, the 1 of Jet Blast was taking a peek to the inside of the 42 of Parley. Couldn't make a run at him. And Hockey Bukkake back here with the 99 of Nascarillo and the 38 of Snowy. 38 into the wall. He'll lose that position to the 10. And now Nascarillo has to hold off one of the fastest cars on track just to stay in the top 5. And now the 10 of Bukkake is there underneath the 99. Meanwhile, you could, if you look up ahead, you could put a blanket over that top 3. Parley, Jet Blast, and Jacob. Ozzy Rule is on the outside looking in of the top 3 battle. Now the 10 of Hockey Bukkake will have the 19 in his sights. And again, one of the fastest cars on track tonight has to yet again run down the top 4. Meanwhile, Parley with one hell of a fight on his hands. He is making that... Oh, contact! The 1 tried to pinch him. Parley having none of it, giving him the bumper, pushing him up the track, and now the 1 repaying the favor. And now back single file we go. The 1 trying to run that Parley line. Let's run on the nose of Jet Blast. He's going to dive it here into turn 1 and 2. Drive up the track. Lets off as to not run in to the 42 of Parley. Meanwhile, Ozzy rules because the 1 had to let off the gas and slowed up the field. Now Ozzy Rule is able to capitalize and move the 19 into 3rd. And a great finish for this 19 is exactly what this car needs, as he was last week's race winner in the season opener at Daytona. Oh, and a big checkup. He had to let off to not get into that inside wall. And now the 77 will try to get by him. Jacob to the inside. It's going to be harder to make a pass as this final stage continues to run. And until these guys get their first green flag pit stop done, it is going to be tricky. God forbid you get any damage on your car. And there's Ozzy Rules getting shuffled out by the Hockey Bukkake. He'll drop back to 5th after fighting for the lead at one point here. Or fighting for 3rd. Meanwhile, Jet Blast just will not go away. Like a cold you can't fight. Oh, as we got Jolty here in the chat wants to say hello. Man, this one will not go away. Look through the field. Snowy in the 5. Going to duel. Amar trying to move up positions. Meanwhile, up front, Jet Blast in the 42. Parley duking it out for the lead. They were 2x2, 1 through 4, but that fight subsided. Now it's a battle for the lead. Parley will lose that fight. And Parley will drop to second. Now in a fight with the 77. Jacob. Parley will win that. And take back second. And now is all eyes on the 1. Giving him the bump. 77 gives him the bump. Slows up everybody in the top 4. Or in the 4 cars behind this 1. And now that allows the 10 of Hockey Bukkake to capitalize and get back into the top 3. And now here we go for the lead. The 1 way up high into the wall. He'll drop spots. Back to 3rd and has to fight for it with Jacob pressuring him on the inside. Ooh, contact. That puts the 1 in the wall. Still side by side, the 1 will clear. Jet Blast that stays in 3rd. And the top 5 staying relatively the same in terms of the drivers that are in it, but the positioning continuously shuffling. Because as your tires wear, every lap is going to be different. To where you mash the gas, to where you gradually increase your speeds through the corners, where if you miss it by a hair, you'll shoot up and tag that wall and you'll drop at least 2 spots, given as to how tightly packed this top 5 is. You will absolutely drop a couple of spots. So right now, it's all about consistency here. As we try and run down this first round of pit stops here in the final stage. 39 laps to go. 20 laps of estimated fuel remain in these cars. So maybe they will only have to pit 1 time. Who knows? We could get a caution and they will come down again. I don't know. Right now, though, it is, as it was at the beginning, just a little shuffled. Parley, your race leader. Hockey Bukkake sitting in the 2nd spot. But this top 5 just continuing to bounce around. This guy here, and then this guy there, and then they're fighting, and then positions change. Should really be keeping a tally on these lead changes. I was going to drive on with Amar, but Jacob feels like taking 3rd back in the 77 underneath the 1 of Jet Blast. Oh, almost clapped doors there for a second. But luckily, they didn't. The 1 was able to keep that car out of the wall, and we stay side by side. Oh, but the 77 so good through 1 and 2. Oh, we got the Phantom channel. almost confusing me here. I'm like, I'm not on the Phantom channel. But no. But Parley and Hockey battling it out still for the race lead. These two have been duking it out for the race lead since the drop of the green flag, and it does not stop here as we count down the laps to our what could be our final pit stop of the race. No cautions except for the stage brakes. The 77 almost tags the wall out of turn 2. But this has really just been the Hockey and Parley show. Jacob did an amazing job through stage 2 to get that stage win. But Parley dominated stage 1 and was able to grab the win. And right now has himself in a really good spot. Now it's all comes down to pit strategy. We've seen the short pit pay off. We've seen cars stay out 5-6 laps longer than the last guy to pit. We've seen such a wide range of calls. So it will be interesting once it comes down to it. But right now, it is just all about consistency. Save the tires. Prolong that pit stop. 31 remain here in the final stage. We got the 9 coming off the pit road, so pit stop's already underway. It will not be underway for anybody in the top 5. Because I don't believe we have anybody else on pit road. No. Weird. Slick Nick in the 9. I wonder what made him have to pit so much earlier than everybody else. But Hockey's starting to lose a little bit of time to the 10 of Parley. And both of these drivers, as soon as I say that, Parley into the wall. Cooks it through 1 and 2. Little bit of contact with the quarter panels. And Parley will hold the lead. I was wondering why the 10 didn't gain any ground through 4. And we see why. Parley was just cooking it, thinking he was going to have the grip to make the corner, and did not. The side effect of the tire wear. One car is on pit road. And it is the 5 of Amar. How much longer do we have until we see the rest of the field come down? Here we go, Jet Blast. On to pit road. The first car in the top 5 is down. Will that force the rest of this top 5 to come down now? We saw how effective that short pit was. Maybe that one is banking on it. Here we go, more takers. Daniel Estep in the chat. It is the 19 of Aussie Rules beating out the 77 of Jacob. That could be huge for that 19. Pushing heaven. As we got a request to see the 4 car pushing heaven, getting off of pit road right behind the 1. And where is the 42? He is just out getting onto pit road this lap with the 10 of Hockey Bukaki and the 99 of NARS Carrillo. Here comes the 24 of T-Dog. That leaves the only car on track right now, this 9 of Slick Nick. And pushing heaven, who's on track. We're going to ride along with the 1. There's the 77. Give it one more lap for the 42 and the 10. There's a 1 well ahead. So how will this translate? There you go. There's your top 2, or what was. And the 1 will get by all of them. Jet Blast will essentially be your race leader. And probably is. Woo! A woo in chat by Daniel. Love it. But multiple lap fresher tires does this 42 of Parley have, and he is cruised ahead of the 10 of Hockey. He's got the 77 breathing down his neck. We saw a big pack of cars back here, and it is being led by the 4 Pushing Heaven. So Pushing Heaven gets the 4 inside the top 5. As the 19 has an issue on pit road, and he'll drop to 11th. On my stream is where he's at. Oh, a shot to the back of the 4 by the 99 of NARS Carrillo. Maybe backed up the corner just a little too hard. It's NARS Carrillo and the 99 and the 5 to his inside. NARS Carrillo will win that fight and look to cross over the 4, and does. Wowie zowies, what a move by the 99. We'll look to see about getting back up front. The 10 trying to track down the 42. The 42 trying desperately to get by the 1, and he'll have a chance here. Through the dogleg, 1 and 2 will decide the lead. And the 42 with the slide job, but the 1 with the crossover. This will take away Parley's line in the 3 and 4 that he's taken every lap. He's had the ability to do so. Can't hear, but the outside line will prevail. The 42 of Parley back to the race lead as the laps wind down. And Parley now is starting to put a little bit of a gap between him and the 1. And now this is really good for Parley, because the 10 is on the same strategy that he is, and he just got by the 77. So now he has to run down the 10. 17 laps remain here at Pheonix. Not gonna lie, I thought the 42 would be doing a better job at running away from the 1, given the lap or 2 fresher tires. But that is not the case. It's run on the nose of Jet Blast. Yeah, that 42 is just way more grounded now. He's really starting to break away. Hockey Bukaki is just still under fire by the 77 of Jacob. And who is that in fifth? Is that the number 17 of John Waterforce I see? Worked his way into a top 5 and is in position to potentially steal third, depending on what the 77 and the 10 do. As desperations will grow to get a podium finish. If you can't get the win, John Waterforce could definitely use a really good point stay. Parley now is completely separated. Oh, Hockey missing the entry to 1. Side by side with the 77 again. The high line will prevail. John Waterforce exercising patience here. The old let them make the mistake mentality here. You got, this will be 11 laps to go. Sorry, this will be 10 laps to go. Here at Pheonix, 10 remain. For that 42 Parley. He is continuing to drive away from the field. 9 laps to go as we cross the line, this time by the 10 of Hockey Bukaki, continuing to fight up the 77. And now John Waterforce sees an opportunity to stick his nose under there, but couldn't capitalize on it. And now, though, the top 5, have relatively halted their fighting. Because now the Hockey Bukaki can just focus on getting to the 1 of Jet Blast. We'll see how well that car can hold its line. You see him getting a run here at the exit of turn 4. We got 6 to go. 5 to go when they cross the line. The laps just continuing to tick, 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 tick. And Parley is just hoping that he sees a white flag at some point here in the very near future. Meanwhile, here for the 10 of Hockey Bukaki, every position matters here. And now these three, the 1, 10, 77, are really starting to bunch up. How patient will Waterforce be with these laps winding down? It looked like he gave him the bumper there through 3 and 4. 3 laps to go. And inside, the 10 slips up a little bit. able to stay off the 1, and Hockey Bukaki will take over P2. Two laps remain. Here for... I don't know why I just pressed the mute button, but here for the 42 of Parley. That was weird. My whole hand just had a stroke. And now, as he will come around, turns 3 and 4, the 42 of Parley will see the white flag. The next flag will end the race. Of course, we haven't seen any other flag except for the stage breaks. But what a day for this 42. His strategy worked to perfection, got by the 1. He won stage number 1, and he will come through 3 and 4. See the black and white flag checkered and waving, and Parley will win at Pheonix. With Hockey Bukaki, your second place driver, and the 1 of Jet Blast, able to hold on to P3, with Jacob in the 77 coming in 4th, and the 17 of John Waterforce having a hell of a rebound to round out the top 5. As we'll get a full field run down here. It was Snowy in 6th. Amar 7th. Pushing Heaven 8th. T-Dog 9th. Aussie Rules 10th. Slick Nick 11th. D'Artagnan 12th. And rounding out the field was actually the 17 of John Waterforce, who was 2 laps down. So was Nas Carrillo rounding out the top 5. So everything I said was no, as we have our race winner already up here with us. There's Hockey Bukaki. Now we just need the 1 as well of Jet Blast. I don't want to go race at Pocono. Now we'll try and get Jet Blast in here. Is he accepted the friend? Oh, there he is. Haha. Never mind. He'll do it under his own volition. So we'll back out of here. Oh, perfect. So we'll get this post-race interviews done post-haste, and we'll start with the man who finishes in 3rd, the 1 of Jet Blast.
Good evening, Wallbridge. Hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, you put on a hell of a show, buddy. Now, you came out of that final green flag pit stop with the race lead. Did you think you were going to be able to hold on until the end for the lead, or was it really just like a strategy call to try and put yourself in the position?
Honestly, I just wanted the track position to see what happened. I felt like I'd get up to 2nd or 3rd place and I would just get stuck there because it's just so hard to pass. And I just wanted the track position and clean air and wanted to see what would happen. And I made a rookie mistake on the pit stop and filled my car with 2 tanks of gas instead of a can. And that's going to cost me a little bit of time, but it is what it is. And I don't know if you remember what I said last week, Wallbridge. I said I may not have winning pace tonight, but I would be somewhere between 3 and 5. And guess what? P3.
Yeah, no, you definitely shot your shot here tonight. And I mean, it was you did make the mistake on pit road, but it was something to learn from, at least, to try and to make sure that when we go next week that it won't happen again. So
I don't have much more learning left on this game, but it was just I wasn't thinking. It's 11 o'clock at night where I am, and my brain's starting to shut down. So it was a rookie mistake, and Nothing to learn from. I just messed up, but it didn't really. I don't think it really affected me too much. Parley was quicker, and hockey was quicker, and I felt like if there was another 10, maybe 15 laps on that run, I could have caught them back. But oh well. On to I guess Chicago next week, right?
Yeah, Chicagoland.
Oh yeah.
Is that one that you're going to feel confident to have another top three, potentially one
Uh,
or two car?
I don't know. We'll see. We're going, I guess, to the 2020 Cup cars, and I don't know how some of these guys race in the 2020 Cup cars. So it's probably going to be pack racing, pretty close together. No, I mean it's going to be drafting and all that other good stuff. So I don't know. It could be a wild card. We'll see.
All right. Well, hey, brother, congratulations on your third place finish, and we will see you next week at Chicagoland.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And now we will move on to the guy who was damn near everywhere when it came to the top five. He'd be in first, he'd be in second, he'd be in fifth. And that is the man who finishes second, the number 10 of Hockey Bukkake. Boy, you had the epitome of an up and down day. I mean, because you just like have the runs, and then all of a sudden I look back again and you're all the way back in fifth. So walk me through this race. Now, I know you said this is your first race back in a couple months. Walk me through the mentality of it? Like when you have the success of going from like fifth to first, and like you're on that high to the low of, oh no, I just hit the wall and now I'm all the way back to fifth again. I got to do all of it again. Well, you definitely gave me something to talk about watching you having to go up, back, and down through the field. I mean, you were putting on a show. Just how fast was this 10 to be able to not only have the speed to do it, but be able to have the handle on it as well, to be able to make those tough inside line passes and be able to hold the outside like you did? Yeah, and I know I was talking about going to Chicagoland next week. Is that another track that you feel confident that you have the setup for, to have a similar handling car with the speed to match as you did tonight? Oh boy. Is this one of your top five tracks? Oh shoot. All right. So what you're saying is expect the same kind of thing next week. Oh, oh shoot. All right. Well, I can't wait to see it, but I also want to congratulate you on your second place, and can't wait to see you in the booth as you call your shot next week. And that will move us to our race winner in the 42 of Parley, another guy who had an up and down day.
What's going on?
What's going on, buddy? Well, I mean, you win stage one, stage two doesn't go your way, and then you make that strategy call at the end. How confident were you when you came off of pit road that you'd have as big of a lead crossing the line as you did at the end?
After that pit, I saw that I was only able to take, I think, a can of fuel. So, I knew that Jet Blast, he pitted, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps earlier. I don't think he would have been able to make it if he selected that. So, right then and there, I knew I had a little bit extra speed doing that. I had no idea he took 2 full cans, so that would explain some of that. Fresher tires too. I couldn't really wait around a whole lot because I knew Hockey pitted with me, so I didn't really want to stay close to him. And once I got around and started pulling away a little bit, I felt pretty good, and they were kind of battling it out for P2. So it's good.
Yeah, and I know you had your share of smacking the outside wall. Is there just a little bit of anger in that moment that you made that mistake that kind of fuels your drive back up to the top, like top 2 positions and able to battle for the lead? Or is it just more of a locked in mentality?
Yeah, I don't know. I made some weird adjustments. So when I went into stage 2, my car was awful. I was off the pace. I thought I made some pretty decent adjustments, and I was just really fighting to kind of stay up so if I get past, nobody would pull away that much. So I immediately fixed that. I scrapped that. I was kind of all over the place though, and then the second adjustment I made, I don't know, the middle to long run, car was getting a little bit loose, but it was also tight at the same time. It was so weird, and then it just threw me off, and I got in the wall. Just kind of got back into my pace and just drove how the car wanted to run, and that's all I kind of did just to stay locked in, I guess.
Yeah, well, hey, it paid off. You dominated that last stage, especially after that final pit stop. Nobody was catching you. And I know Chicagoland, you do too, because I've talked about it to everybody, but Chicagoland's our next track. What is your confidence level now going into that to try and have a repeat performance of what we saw tonight?
I'm excited to run the 2020s. I'm actually looking forward to putting a little work in it and see what pit road adjustments work for that kind of track. I really like Chicagoland. I've especially in like pub lobbies doing those ×4s. But I don't think I've actually ever. I mean, since like 3 years, but I don't think I've ran it on a slider setup league race in 50 ×2 ever. So I don't know. I know I'll be up in the pack, but I don't know. I don't know where I'll finish.
Well, I mean, if you put up a performance like tonight, you're probably going to be up here with me again.
I hope so. That's the goal.
All right. Well, hey, man, congratulations on your win here at Pheonix, and we'll see you next week at Chicagoland.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Walbridge.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And that will do it for the post-race festivities here at Pheonix. What a race we got treated to tonight. And this car right here you see on screen, the 42 Parley, comes out in dominant fashion in the final stage to take the dub and move on with a little bit of momentum to our next race in Chicagoland, which will be next Friday. And unfortunately, I will not be here for that, but hopefully we can get a guy to cover for me so we can still bring the race to you to get people at home. But for tonight, my name is Walbridge. This has been the NARS Cup Series at Pheonix, and we are out.